What if something very small could slowly change the energy you carry every day? Not through magic, not through instant wealth, but through awareness, intention, and the power of your mind. Right now, millions of people wake up carrying stress, fear, and financial pressure. They work hard, yet still feel blocked. Ancient spiritual teachings believed prosperity begins inside the mind before it appears in the outside world. And today, you are about to discover a tiny object that generations quietly carried as a reminder of peace, gratitude, confidence, and abundance. Because sometimes the door to prosperity does not open with force. Sometimes it opens with awareness. Have you noticed how money stress affects everything? Your sleep, your confidence, your peace. Ancient Buddhist wisdom taught that repeated thoughts slowly shape emotional habits. If someone constantly thinks, "I don't have enough," the mind begins living in scarcity. Fear becomes a daily companion, and over time, that fear affects decisions, opportunities, and self-worth. But what if you carried something that reminded you of trust instead of fear? Something that interrupted negative thoughts every time you touched it? That was the hidden purpose behind many ancient spiritual objects. Not superstition. Awareness, mindfulness, inner balance. Human beings are deeply influenced by symbols. A photograph can bring back emotion instantly. A ring can represent love. Even a small object can carry deep meaning. In many spiritual traditions, monks carried tiny objects during meditation and travel. Sometimes it was a bead, a stone, or a small coin. These objects were not magical, they were reminders. Every time the object was touched, the mind returned to peace, gratitude, and awareness. And slowly, that repetition changed the person carrying it, because the object itself is not the true power. The true power is the state of mind. It awakens inside you. The object can be surprisingly simple. A small coin, a smooth stone, a bead, a folded paper with one powerful word written on it: abundance, peace, trust, prosperity. The important thing is not the price of the object. The important thing is the meaning you give it. Ancient teachings believed prosperity was not only money. True prosperity meant emotional balance, gratitude, wisdom, and openness to opportunity. So, choose an object that reminds you of the person you want to become. Calm, grounded, hopeful, disciplined. Every morning before leaving your home, hold the object in your hand for a few moments. Pause. Breathe slowly. Then ask yourself, how do I want to move through today? Silently repeat, I welcome peace. I welcome growth. I release fear. I trust myself. Feel the words deeply. This simple ritual may take only 1 minute, but it changes the emotional direction of your day. Most people begin their mornings reacting to stress. This practice helps you begin with intention instead. Modern psychology understands that emotional repetition shapes the brain. Ancient spiritual traditions understood this centuries ago. That is why monks repeated prayers using beads and symbolic objects. Every touch became a return to awareness. Now imagine this happening during your own day. You feel stress rising. You touch the object in your pocket. Suddenly you remember to breathe, to stay calm, to think clearly. That small interruption can slowly transform emotional habits over time. Not overnight, but gradually, quietly, naturally. Each evening, sit somewhere peaceful and hold your object again. Close your eyes. Take a slow breath. Then imagine yourself living with emotional abundance. Not luxury, not endless riches, but peace, confidence, wisdom. Imagine yourself handling money calmly and wisely. Imagine opportunities appearing because your mind is clearer and your energy is steadier. Picture yourself waking up without constant fear. Feel those emotions. as if they already exist within you, because what you repeatedly rehearse internally begins influencing your behavior externally. One of the deepest spiritual teachings is this: prosperity often begins with appreciation. When people constantly focus on what is missing, the mind remains trapped in scarcity and stress. But gratitude changes emotional energy. Each time you touch your object, think of one thing already present in your life: a lesson, a skill, a supportive person, a new opportunity. Gratitude does not deny difficulty. It simply refuses to let difficulty become your entire identity. And hopeful minds often notice opportunities fearful minds overlook. Scarcity is not only about money. It can also appear in thoughts, emotions, and self-worth. The belief that life is always running out of time, running out of hope. But ancient wisdom warned that survival thinking weakens the spirit. So every time you hold your prosperity object, imagine releasing something heavy: fear, jealousy, desperation, comparison. Release the exhausting belief that your worth depends entirely on financial success, because prosperity grows more easily inside a peaceful mind than a frantic one. Modern life constantly tells people they need more status, more possessions, more validation. But many spiritual teachers discovered that clarity grows in simplicity. A tiny object carried with sincere intention can become more powerful than expensive distractions. Why? Because mindfulness gives power to simplicity. The object becomes a reminder to pause, to breathe, to return to awareness. And that awareness changes how you move through life. For the next 7 days, carry your prosperity object everywhere you go, whenever stress appears. Touch it gently and pause. Take one slow breath, then silently repeat, "I choose trust over fear." Notice what changes. Notice how often your mind normally rushes into anxiety. Notice how awareness interrupts those patterns. Small emotional shifts matter more than most people realize. And if you decide to try this practice, comment below. I welcome peaceful prosperity. Your words may inspire someone else who feels lost right now. And while you are here, subscribe to the channel for more teachings on mindfulness, abundance, and inner peace. Before we close, take one slow breath. Imagine holding your prosperity object in your hand right now. Feel its texture, its quiet presence. Now imagine your future self standing peacefully before you, not perfect, not endlessly wealthy, but calm, stable, wise. This version of you no longer lives entirely in fear. This version of you trusts growth. Now silently repeat, I welcome peace. I welcome abundance. I release fear. I trust my journey. I move through life with wisdom and gratitude. Take another slow breath. And remember this: the object itself is not the true power. The true power is the awareness it awakens inside you. Because sometimes, prosperity begins the moment you stop carrying fear and start carrying intention instead.